Welcome to the Legislative Day 101 presentation, created by the Maryland Pharmacy Coalition. This presentation is intended for any pharmacists or student pharmacists who may be interested in attending the Legislative Day event on February 14th. Legislative Day is organized by the Maryland Pharmacy Coalition, a group comprised of 7 member organizations and 4 affiliate organizations. The purpose of the coalition is to provide a forum for discussion and understanding of issues impacting the profession of pharmacy and the public's health. The Legislative Day event is an important opportunity for the practice of pharmacy to be united on important issues which require our collaboration. Legislative Day focuses on pharmacy bills which are presented in the Maryland Assembly. Because these bills can come from anyone at any time, the coalition works hard to keep track of bills which may directly or indirectly impact the practice of pharmacy and decides upon an appropriate course of action if necessary. This course of action depends on the significance of the bills to pharmacy practice, as well as the status of the bill as it passes through both houses of the General Assembly. The later a bill is introduced, the harder it is for the bill to be passed into law. For very important issues, however, the coalition may still decide to release a position statement even if it is submitted late in the session. A lot can happen to these bills. They can either fail in committee or may be amended based upon input from different stakeholders. In some cases, a bill may pass through the legislative process without significant resistance. The legislative process can be frustrating. What may seem like a clear-cut bill for passage may be caught up on slight differences between the two houses. Take, for example, last year's bill on immunizations. While the general consensus favored the bill's passage, minor differences prevented the bill from being accepted into law. All that means is that it must go back to the drawing board for the following legislative session. If a bill is passed, then the governor can sign it into law. Your voice is important. Legislative Day this year takes place on February 14th, 2013. Dedicated pharmacists and student pharmacists before you have paved the way for the previous 12 years to bring the practice of pharmacy to where it is today. It is the teamwork and enthusiasm by these volunteers and advocates which has made this event the signature success it is today. Your registration is very important. By knowing that you intend to come to the event, the coalition can make appointments in advance with your legislators. You never travel alone on the day of the event. With over 300 attendees every year, each legislator is met by a substantial and vocal group organized by these legislative districts. The timeline for Legislative Day is fast-paced. Morning briefing begins promptly at 7:30 in the morning at the Francis Scott Key Auditorium at St. John's College, which is located within walking distance of the Maryland Capitol. Appointments with the legislators or their aides range from 15 to 30 minutes in length and are generally scheduled between 8 and 10 in the morning. A few appointments may be scheduled up until 11:30 in the morning, depending upon the legislator's availability. We encourage our participants to attend the General Assembly sessions in both houses so that they can be recognized from the floor by the legislators. By 12 noon, the event is over. Your participation is critical for the pharmacy profession. You are the undisputed experts about your pharmacy practice and your pharmacy setting. Your legislator wants to listen to you, and you should know that you have a huge impact on how they vote on pharmacy issues not only this year, but in subsequent years. Legislative Day will give you the opportunity also to network with other pharmacists and student pharmacists who care about these issues within the state. The past 12 years have yielded a number of successes as a result of Legislative Day. Because of this event, pharmacists are now able to perform a few vaccinations, although we are still far behind other states on this issue. Collaborative practice would not exist within the state of Maryland without the efforts of the coalition to lobby in support of this issue during the past several years. These issues affect not only Maryland pharmacists, but also pharmacy practice in general. Even if you are not currently a resident in Maryland, your support is invaluable. Legislators are not pharmacists in general, and their perception of pharmacy is unfortunately limited to what they hear and what they see. You can educate them on what you are trained and capable of doing in your pharmacies or in your practice settings. You make a difference to their constituents, and your legislators want to know what you can do. Legislative Day is a professional event. White coats are encouraged, although professional business attire is appropriate as well. The Maryland Pharmacy Coalition will provide a brief handout to reinforce the message for your legislator. Most importantly, however, bring yourself to the event. Your legislator wants to get to know you and know that you are interested in your career and your chosen profession. As mentioned before, these visits are not generally very long. There will be quite a few issues to discuss with your legislator, and your group will have to manage time wisely to cover the important points. Your representatives will of course be friendly. They are elected officials, and they will be very interested in issues which affect their constituents. Be prepared with information or offer to follow up. If you do not know the answer to something, do not panic. The coalition has provided position statements on the issues which are important for this legislative session. Use them and rely upon your legislative group to help you answer any questions. And remember, your legislator most of all wants to hear your story. After your visit, follow-up is important. Please feel free to send your legislator a letter or an email to thank them for their time. You may also offer yourself as a source of pharmacy information in the future. Legislative Day is a simple way for everyone to be involved in the legislative process to affect our profession. All that requires is a few hours of your time and your willingness to support the pharmacy and health issues which impact the profession of pharmacy. If you have not already registered, please go to the Maryland Pharmacists Association website as indicated here on this page, where you will find the link to register for the event. If you have already done so, we thank you very much for your support and look forward to seeing you on February 14th. Thank you for watching this presentation. If you have any questions about the event or about this presentation, please feel free to email us at mpc.legislativeday@gmail.com.